And we're live. Welcome to the Boys Living Room, episode 2, featuring all three of us. So 3 out of 3 of us are here. Lauren has made it to the chat.
All the way from London.
Ooh, I'm in New York City.
I'm in Florida.
That is definitely the Laboys living room. We're all living in different places, but you're all together in this room.
There we go.
Welcome.
All right.
That was
So
poetic.
last episode, you met Fifi and I. This episode, you can meet Lauren. So Lauren, if you could introduce yourself to the Boys Living Room gang.
Yeah. Hey, Laboys living room gangers, I guess. I'm Lauren. I'm the third Laboy, and I live in London. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't think about how I was going to introduce myself.
She's the one third because she was not here last time.
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah.
It's an order from who logs into the podcast first.
Oh, okay. Actually talking about the Laboys, we should tell people how we came up with the name the Laboys. And that's why I think Lauren is the first Laboy. If you hear the story, you can make your own judgment as to who is the first Laboy.
She was the angriest Laboy.
She was the angriest Laboy, but it's a very interesting story as to how we came up with the name the Laboys. Who wants to tell the story?
I always
Go
say
ahead,
that.
Lauren.
Yeah, no, I'm never angry, but the reason that we are the Laboys is because, I got really, really, really angry. Actually, that's not the reason, but that is one of the ways that we ended up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it had something to do with the travel story. It was our first trip together. And yeah, I guess that was foreshadowing what was to come, except for we're never angry with each other. The only place that I lose my ish is at an airport ticket counter. And that's basically where it all went down.
Yeah, so it was my birthday. I don't know, this must have been, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Maybe. No, I think 5 years
2019
ago.
or 2020. 2019. No, it has to be 2019.
Yeah, and I decided for my birthday we are going to head to Colombia. And Fua, Fifi, and I had traveled a lot before. And then Lauren and I had gone on one trip of prior. It was like a 2-week trip where we did, I think, 3 countries. Lauren, we did, what, England, Germany, and San Marino. And Italy.
And
So 4
Italy.
countries. So, and I was like, oh, Fifi, Lauren's going to come on my birthday trip. And she's like, oh,
Lauren?
are you sure you want to
Are you
invite
sure?
people on your birthday trip? And I was like,
It's like, do
yeah.
we like Lauren?
I was like, my
Why?
birthday, my guest list.
Exactly. I was like, okay, fine. Not that I knew Lauren, I knew of Lauren, but I had never really had a full conversation with Lauren. So I had just heard stories about her. So I had
What
my
did you
own
mean?
preconceived notion of how Lauren would be on the
Like, she never ate a salad in bed.
that kind of story exactly. I
Like,
already
who
had an
never ate
idea
in bed? That's crazy.
in bed. Yeah, it's like guys, I eat salad exactly.
Everybody's
I had
in the
this
comments like, ew, you
like
eat in bed.
what's in bed? No, you have to. You have to at least once in your life. But Lauren, I just had this preconceived notion of she's very prim and proper and just this idea was completely wrong, of course. But I was like, are you gonna invite her to your birthday? So imagine not meeting somebody for the first time and then going on a trip with them. So that was it's your birthday. If you want her to come, that's on you. But that's how I feel about it. I'm not gonna say no, but I'm gonna let you know.
To
So
be
that's
fair,
the mood.
I could say that a concern traveling with friends is, even if you
Yeah.
know the person, sometimes
Yeah.
traveling together and you could spend every day, whatever,
Yeah.
going to bars, restaurants, and then when you travel together, it just does not mesh. Like, no fault to one person to the other person, but just your travel styles are different. Maybe somebody's really relaxed and just wants to go with the flow, or someone's really agenda oriented. Or
Yeah.
the more you travel, the more things get screwed up, and some people can't roll with the punches, and it can really throw a wrench in their time. So finding somebody that, let's say, travel compatible with is tricky. So the apprehension of throwing somebody else into the mix when we kind of already had a travel flow is reasonable.
So that's what I thought Lauren would be like. I thought Lauren was a very agenda driven person. She had to wake up at 8 a.m. She has to go for a run. She has to have the trip booked hour by hour, minute by minute. So and Bibi and I are not like that. We just wake up and do whatever, plan last minute trips, book flights at airports. So I just thought it was going to be kind of a very different travel dynamic. And I don't know if she was going to blend well with us. But anyways, that's what happened.
Either way, my guest list, my party, we
Exactly.
going. Bua has been to Colombia before, so she was like, yo, it's awesome, we should go here. And I'm like, amazing, I love Colombian food. like good parties. I looked up a bunch of restaurants, bars. I was like, I'm all in. Lauren was like, hell yeah, I've never been. Let's do it. So honestly, that's the first sign that it would have worked because everybody had no idea what we were gonna do and was all in. But anyways, so
Yeah,
we
I
get to
asked
the
no
airport
questions.
like super early. Like normally we'd get to the airport, I don't know, an hour and a half early or for an international flight. We're like 2.5 hours early for this flight because we knew there was some problems with like COVID regulations and things, and there could be lines.
And it was 2021.
Yeah,
I think it was
maybe.
2021.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
We've
get
been
to
the
the
Laboys for
airport.
like 4 years.
Wow.
That makes
The
sense.
anniversary.
Yeah.
So like
We
we get
had
to the
check
airport
bags too.
super
Because
early.
we had
I
check
don't have,
bags.
you guys
Mhm.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, we're gonna come in. You guys check the bags. I'm going to head to the lounge because I just have my carry on. Once we saw the line to check in, we were, I don't know, there's probably like 20 people in front of us. So it wasn't bad because we had like 2 hours.
20 people with like 50 suitcases
Oh
each,
my
it
God.
seemed, but everyone seemed
Everybody
to be
had,
moving.
everybody was like moving to Colombia. Like everybody, what airline was it? I don't remember
I
what
was
the airline was.
saying the airline name.
I forget it then.
Copa Airlines. Copa Airlines. Yeah, we were flying. We were actually going to be spending one night in Panama. Phoebe, you'd booked the Waldorf Astoria, which was like really like an amazing rate, and we were going to go to this party as well with this guy that I knew. We had like
Yeah.
our plan for one night in Panama was just going to be
Yeah.
amazing. So yeah, we were like that was
We
what we
purposely like booked that trip, right? So we booked it with enough time in Panama to like enjoy a night in Panama. And
yeah.
then the second flight would like the connecting flight would then take us to Colombia to actually start the vacation. So
Yeah.
that's what our plan was, right? So we were all looking forward to spending at least like a full night in Panama, enjoying
Yeah,
it.
we
You
were
had a
meeting up
bunch of
with Lauren's
friends.
friends who were like having a big barbecue and everything. So we were stoked. Anyway, so
We were
we're at
stoked.
the airport super early in regards to any travel trip. And then they're in line. And I think they gave you went in the front and you're like, oh, do I have any forms I need to fill out or anything? And they're like, no, like you're good. We're like, okay. I check in, no problem. Like go through all the security. They don't
Yeah,
ask
we
me
send
for,
you in for the lounge.
yeah.
Like go get some food.
Yeah, because I get a call like, hey, the line's not really moving. I don't know if we'll have time to lounge. And I'm like, all right, let me at least get some snacks. Like this lounge has a full spread, so snacks and some drinks. Because when we take off on Copa Airlines, there's gonna be nothing given to us. No Copa. So I was like, let me just stock up. So I'm in the lounge and I'm like, I'll get my Bloody Mary. I'm hanging out. I'm putting some food together, and I get like another text like, we haven't moved. And I'm like, okay, there's still time. But I start making plates. So I get plates, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say what lounge it is because I like this lounge and I don't want to be kicked out. But I'm making plates in the lounge, and then I'm like, how can I seal this? Because you can't really leave with food from the lounge. So I'm like opening my backpack. I have two plates, one on top of the other, and I have like hair ties around it with like scrambled eggs, meat. This I'm putting like sodas and orange juices in my bag. And I'm like, all right, guys, I'm at the gate. Where are you? And I think, Fua, what happened? You picked up the phone, and I could just hear Lauren in the background. So maybe take me to where you're standing at this point.
I think
Me?
that
Yeah.
we eventually we get up to the front. Oh no. The other thing was is as we're standing there for 2 hours, the gate agents or service Copa employees, like they were kind of reducing one by one. It's like they started out with 5
Mm-hmm.
employees at the counter, and then we get down to one guy, and there were still 3 people in front of us with so many suitcases, and there was no one behind us. Like we were the last ones, even though we've been there for 2.5 hours. And we are really starting to panic at this point. So I think that we went up to the desk and or maybe it was our turn. And the guy asked us to show our forms to get into Colombia. And we didn't have it filled out because we were flying to Panama, but we had to show him a form for Colombia. That's what he was asking for. So we're
Mm-hmm.
panicking. We are like trying to fill it in. No one checked BB's form, by the way. Like BB just went right on through, but because we were checking in the suitcases, then he needed to check this form. So we're trying to fill it out, and then we do. And then we say, okay, we're ready. And he was like, sorry, flight's closed. Like, wait, what? And I think maybe that is what you heard. I don't know,
That's it.
maybe. I was like, what do you mean? Like, we've been standing here
Yeah.
for 2.5 hours. We asked at one point if there was anything that we needed to fill out.
Mm-hmm.
It was because we were going to Colombia. Anyway, Remember the Safua when we eventually said, we're not going to Colombia until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, oh.
Yeah. So the misunderstanding whole thing was, it was so annoying. We needed a form for Colombia, which was in 2 days. It was in 48 hours we were going to Colombia because we had a day in Panama. But because the last flight, like the flight leg said like from where we were, US to Colombia, they said we needed a form for Colombia. But you need to fill out this form 24 hours before you get to Colombia. So we couldn't even fill it out fully until like we were there. Like it says, you have at least until 24 hours. So we're going to fill it out in Panama and catch the connecting flight. Like that was the plan. We want to fill the forms out. It wasn't about that. But he didn't understand that the flight was like a 48-hour flight. So now I'm like, at that point, I'm like explaining it to him. Like BB's on the phone with me, trying to like, where are you guys? Like they're closing the flight. I'm on the
Maybe he's
flight.
like
I'm
on
at my
the plane.
seat. He's like at her seat in the flight without filling out this form that we apparently needed. And then she's like, where are you guys? We're like, we're still at the checkout counter. And then I was talking to BB and I hear Lauren for the first time, like out of character, still screaming at like this guy.
I
But
lost
yeah,
it.
that's what happened.
Really, I was so mad. 2.5 hours standing there, and then he says that we're not getting on the flight. And meanwhile, our friend is on the flight. And then, BB, how'd you get off the flight?
So then I was refused. Are you guys still hear me? Okay, I just had a sound quality problem. Yeah, so then I basically was at the gate and I was like, you guys need to get my friends through to me right now because they have been in line for 3 hours because I'm not getting on this plane. And they're like, you are stopping the whole plane from boarding because if you don't get on this plane, we have like a plane list and you're standing here, you have to get on this plane. I'm like, that's fine. Then you just have to get my friends here who are standing at the front of the line. Like they are saying they need a visa and stuff. I'm standing here about to board. You guys haven't checked anything of mine, no papers. Like this is the reason they missed the flight. And they're just not having it. They're like, ma'am, you are standing here, like you're the last person to go through. You need to get on this flight. And I'm like, you need to rebook me on the next flight with them. And they're like, no, because they're not.
Forgot about that. I forgot about that.
And I'm like, no, you need to rebook me on the next flight with them. And they're like, you will lose your flight because you are here. And I'm like, I am not going to Panama to go meet my friends' friends I don't even know and stay in the Waldorf Astoria alone. The one time we splurged on a hotel, like then take a flight to Colombia to arrive to Colombia alone.
Yeah,
it's just not happening. So I'm standing there. I think you guys were still on the phones. Their gay agent was calling our gay agent. And
yeah.
they were not. It was not simpatico. Like it was not working.
Mm-mm.
So I just stood there and refused. And then I said, we need 3 tickets on the next flight all together. And like, or I am not getting on this plane. So finally, he's like, oh, well, we can't do this because whatever. You basically have to buy a whole new flight yourself. They will get another plane, but like you won't. And
Because you
then
were
I was
here.
like, you need to call your manager or do whatever you need to do because this is on you guys, not on me. So he called his manager, got it approved. And then the worst, most annoying thing is we needed like a certain stamp on our ticket. He prints out their ticket. Their gate agent said they can't have their tickets printed. They need to check in later, whatever. They can't do anything to adjust the seats. Like they're not sure that we can all get this flight. This guy prints 3 tickets, all of us seated together, and stamps all 3 of them with the little stamp that we needed to enter with this COVID thing, with the visa, whatever, it's like a quick form we had to fill out that we didn't need for like 24 hours or 48 hours. He just stamps like we did it all when he didn't even see theirs, and that's why they couldn't get on the plane. So like,
he didn't even check the form after all of that.
Yeah. So then I came back upstairs
Oh
to you guys. You guys looked like, I don't know, deflated, defeated humans.
I think you have a video of this.
Gone
Guys,
wrong.
I have it.
You have the video of this?
Well, this is a picture of the food that you brought back to us.
So I came back and I
Yeah.
brought the breakfasts. And then I go to the counter and I'm like trying to get, oh my God, the eggs to water the juice. So this is them with all their check-in bags and me coming back from my fight. And then
But you came back with tickets. We came back with rebooked
I came back with
tickets.
3 tickets, all stamped with no forms from them, which was amazing from the other gay agent who really helped us. And then I went up to the current gay agent because it's like, this is just totally unacceptable. So I'm talking back and forth with him. And then I'm like, how was I down here and you weren't able to do this? Whatever. We're trying to get some more information. And he's just like, pushing back. And then I'm like, you know, we've had it here. We've now been at the airport probably like 4 hours trying to deal with this. And we would have already been on the flight, and we saw there was no reason we couldn't get on the flight. So I'm trying to explain to him this, like the least they could do is apologize, like not even money wise, like just say, yes, it was our fault. Because as we saw, I had 3 tickets in my hand and we could have just boarded that plane. They're the same exact tickets we would have had otherwise. And then I was just like, you know what, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm escalating this to corporate. What is your name? And he like flips his name tag, and I'm like, it is illegal for you to not tell me your name. And he's like, my name is Brian. I'm like, Brian what? And he's like, Brian Laboy. I'm like, Brian Laboy. I come back, I tell them, they're like, that is a fake name. And I'm like, what do you mean that's a fake name? Like, there is probably like a Latino artist that is huge called Brian Laboy. Like, well, he didn't say his name was Daddy Yankee. Are you sure? Like, come on. And lo and behold, we Googled him everywhere. Brian Laboy
does not exist.
But now Brian Laboy exists.
Yeah, Brian Laboy he now exists. It now really does exist. So that is basically our first travel story together, and that's kind of like, I mean, started it. It started off travel story, and that's what made us.
What you then saw that Lauren just laughed at, like, whatever, rolled with the punches, and then we improv'd, and it was like, you know, a lot of people would have been like, this has ruined everything. We're not going to Panama. We're not doing this. Like, should we cancel the trip and really taking it? But we were like, guess we're doing a small town visit and getting ice cream and learning the history.
So,
yeah, my mom came and picked us up. Legend.
We had hours to kill, right?
Yeah, and she made cocktails, and she made us little appetizers. And I'm just looking through some pictures. Here's us all sitting around the table drinking.
Yes, we got to meet Lauren's grandfather, who was hilarious.
And
we
your
came
dog.
at the best time. Her mom was
and my
obsessed
dog,
with cocktail making.
My sweet dog. Yeah. And we actually had like a great day.
We had a great day, yeah. You guys came together. And they same. It felt like the world of Astoria, like, really did. The same experience, really. Like, your mom made us like homemade, was it margaritas?
Oh my god,
I think it was margaritas. You're right.
I started with martinis and peppermint. She had a kit or something with random recipes, and she was just throwing them out.
Yeah.
And then she gave you guys your own cocktail shaker.
Yeah, I still have mine. I use it.
It's a Percy martini shaker.
Yeah.
So I want to drink martinis alone. Perfect.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
We eventually did make it there, though.
Yeah, we did. We did, and had a great time.
Yeah, it was a super late night flight, but we did get there.
Yeah.
And we had a great time in Colombia. Yeah, we got up to a whole bunch of nonsense there too, which then
we had a great time.
That was
right.
Boys.
We slept with towels over us.
I was gonna say that was the beginning of the travel mishap. There were a few speed bumps in Colombia, like we had no hot water and there was no heating, and the pool was actually drained. But the place we were staying had a beautiful photos. It had a great pool. It was like it was in where was this?
San
Andres, right? It had a great pool. Like, the rooms looked fine. We were there for like 2 days, maybe 2.5 days.
And it was 48 hours too long.
We get there. It was even hard to even get to that hotel, wasn't it? You had to take like a something, right? Like a golf cart of some sort. And then we get there. The photos look nothing like the actual place. The beds are like so tiny. We had no place to put our luggage, so they're all like lined up by the door. And then it was so cold. I don't know how they made it so cold. It was so cold in the room.
My pre-birthday, I thought we'd like, I don't know, go out to dinner, but there was actually no restaurants walking distance.
Yeah, no,
none. A convenience shop that a dog showed us where it was, which was a reliable source.
Forget about the dog that walked
us. We followed Jenny, the dog, to the convenience shop, and we got chips and like pre-canned rum and Coke and like gin tonics in a can, and we drank these by the pool that was drained in a table with mosquitoes flocking.
And then we're like, okay, it's time for bed. Let's go to bed. And we get there. The sheets are so thin. It's so cold. I had to get like the bathroom towels.
Yeah, I slept with my backpack on top of me because it was kind of thick, so it was like warm. And then we go to the I think Afua showered first. And then she gets in and just starts screaming.
It was
like,
so
we thought it was a bug. We're like, oh, there's a roach in the shower. Like, shit, there's a roach. Running. She's like, there's no how.
What?
Luckily, you had the nice warm bed to warm you back up.
Oh, we saw like such pretty people go on trips, but it's not. That's not the.
No,
That
it
was
was
not
just
it.
meant to
It
be
was
like a
just.
birthday hotel. Just
Yeah, it was supposed to be like they marketed it as like a really nice high end hotel with like hot water,
Yeah.
nice sheets, a pool, and they
Said
went
they had
like
a
got
shuttle to the beach.
expectations.
They didn't
Exactly,
have the
shuttle to the
shuttle, like,
beach.
just straight up lied about what they had.
So then when you have the expectations and you like accepting that expectation, and then you're not met, it's just everything just goes downhill. But it was funny then, and it's funny now. But it's just like the trip itself was funny, and that's how
Yeah,
we became the Laboys.
And we only went there actually to go on a boat trip
Yeah.
that Ifua had done that was meant to be really nice. And we were going to do this on my birthday and then fly back to Cartagena. And then we couldn't go on the boat the first day.
Mhm.
We're like, oh, the tide
The
is
water
too
was too
rough. Like,
choppy.
we'll
Yeah.
pick you up tomorrow. We're like, oh, okay. So we find this spontaneous activity, which was going in the pouring rain golf carting around the whole
Yeah.
island. So we did literally a circle tour of the island. And
Yeah.
then the next day, we're like, all right, perfect. We have all our boat clothes. We're ready. We're going to go hit the boat. And then
And that was a
like,
birthday
hey
day.
guys, way too choppy. And we're like,
Mhm.
we need to get a plane out of here.
Outta
Like,
here.
you've done the whole island, literally did the whole island.
Yeah.
There's no planes leaving earlier. So we're there, we're stuck. So we go lay on the beach and drink like, we had these mini nips we were traveling with. I don't know, they call them like airplane bottles of alcohol. So we just drank those on the beach. A freaking coconut fell next to us and knocked out somebody unconscious on the beach. Like,
Some guy was like laying down in a coconut, just like hit him in the head.
that was really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
couldn't. I was scared to walk under a coconut tree. I still am.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then we
Anyways,
went to lunch. No, we went to lunch, and then the guy, the server, like sang "Happy Birthday" to you because it was your
Right.
actual birthday day.
He sang
And
like
then
opera "Happy Birthday," which is
yeah,
the
it was
bane
a
of
really
my
good singer.
existence, being sung at
Exactly.
a restaurant in that loud.
And
It
then
was
we
nice.
were
It
to
was really
the
nice.
airport.
I will
Everyone was in
say-
the airport.
Everybody was really nice. Like,
Everyone was, oh
it
yeah,
was nobody's
yeah.
fault. It just
No,
happened
it
to
was
be a serious
it just
thing.
happened. Yeah, and then once that part ended, the trip really began when we got back, right? Because when we got back to Cartagena, nothing went wrong. It was all uphill from there, right? The hotel was really nice. It was an empty pool when we got there. We had a great boat ride the next
Not
day.
an empty pool like the previous pool.
No, like an empty pool, like people.
Yeah.
It was a rooftop pool. It was like beautiful. Like to see all we were in the like walled city. Then we had a great pool like boat ride the next day. We also did like rooftop hopping, so we went to multiple different rooftops and like enjoy different drinks. We had a first drink of aguardiente there, and like that's intense in itself. But yeah, the food was great.
We did an
It was so
awesome
fun.
boat tour to like a party boat island. All the boats. Anyways, that trip was phenomenal. Like, that was just the highlights, the bad things.
Exactly.
We could talk about the good things for 3 days straight.
Exactly.
It was such a fun trip.
I think trips like this is what makes or breaks friendships. So this one definitely made a friendship. It made the Brime Laboys because people were just rolling with it and just like going with the flow. And I think you kind of need that dynamic of one person who is like focused. Because Bibi got us our flights. Like she got us that's the trip like we planned again. Because Laura and I were just arguing with Mr. Brime Laboy, but Bibi got us rebooked and like got into the next flight. So at least now we can relax. Lauren had figured out her mom could come pick us up from the airport. We had hours to kill, you know? So like, so far as you have somebody who's like fixing a problem, it's always going to be like a great dynamic and we could all like enjoy the chaos together. At least that's how I felt.
That should be the name of the show. Like the Laboys living room, enjoy the chaos together.
That's our tagline. Enjoying the chaos together.
Well, I
It's
think
a good
that's
one.
a pretty good intro to the dynamic between us and how we got our name. That's definitely one of many travel mishaps. I don't think we'll have time to go through all of our travel mishaps today, but that was definitely one of the highlight ones because I think it's what just made us realize that we could travel together.
Yeah.
From then on, how many trips have we done since?
We should this probably.
Yeah, I think we've probably done about 20 countries.
I think it should be like a fire round of every country we've been together. Lauren, you have to pick one, and I'll pick one, and then Bibi, you pick one, and then we'll see. So Lauren, what country have you been together? All three of us.
Korea.
Singapore.
Indonesia.
Philippines.
Colombia.
Croatia.
Bosnia.
London. We went to England together.
Finland, Dubai, UAE.
Oh yeah. You've seen the Philippines already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Get with the
Montenegro.
program, VP.
Sorry, I'm trying to think. Montenegro, yeah. You said Bosnia and
Albania.
Albania, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
Bosnia.
like picture like the continents and then try to pick it from there.
Have all three
Have
of
we
us
been
been to Germany? Or
Not
together?
together.
Two.
Not together. I've been with Lauren and you've been, but I've never. All three of us have not been together.
And we haven't. Oh, we did France together. We were in Paris.
Oh yeah, we were in
Yes,
Paris
we were
together.
in
Lauren was
Paris.
so sick. You were
Was
so
she?
sick. Yeah, she was not feeling well. She took the bullet train there, and she was like not feeling well. She had to go back to the hotel and like lay down, and then we had to.
Oh,
And then we had to go get
A little
crepes,
bit.
and then yeah, she was hungover. I won't say it, but if you want to say it,
I think we've all had our day where one of us just retreats back to the hotel and is like, dude, I'll just catch up with you later.
no, Bibi has never had that day. She always is ready to go. She could always like in Korea. That would have been your day to like sit
sorry.
back down.
There's days I should have stayed at the hotel. And
In
instead,
Busan,
I went
that
on
should have
full
been a
days
day.
and have about recollection of 30 minutes of the whole day.
Exactly. But you roll it up and you somehow make it back. Laura and I are always down for the count.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
I'm
that's
thinking
all the
of
countries.
the hawkers in Singapore.
Mm,
It
Oh
was
my
just
God.
like hot and like,
I was gonna
so
pass
hot.
out.
I remember that podcast that Bibi made us listen to because she said, I don't want you
Yeah.
guys to be shocked when you get to Singapore. You have to listen to this podcast. You listen to a podcast, and the guy said, you're not going to believe me, but like, listen to me. I still
when
didn't
you
believe
walk
her, but I still
outside,
didn't listen.
heat.
So it's just like
Yeah.
heat.
I
I've
was
been
like,
in
I
really
grew
hot
up in a
countries. I couldn't.
humid place. Like, I'm
Yeah,
good. I mean, this
yeah,
is, and it was
yeah,
like a guy from England on this podcast. And I was like, oh my God, whatever.
yeah,
We
exactly.
get there. I literally in the hawkers thought I was going to pass out. I was like,
I had to go back to the
what
hotel.
is 911 here? Because we might have to call it.
It
I'm
was
gonna
so hot.
Lauren's head was just down
It
on the
was in
table. She's like,
May.
you want to try this Hunan chicken? She's like, just get everything away from me.
So hot.
And the
At
next
night,
day,
it was nice.
Fifi clocked like a
I was like,
102
nope,
fever in the middle of
I
the day and
couldn't.
was like,
I
I'm out.
couldn't. I'm out.
I'm
I
out.
walked back to the hotel and just like slept and like I was ready for the night. But like that day, I could not do it. I had to go back.
And it just happens.
Yeah.
And then Lauren and I actually went to Atlas, which is like a top 50 bar, and got
Yeah.
amazing martinis and lobster rolls. And we came back
So
and we were
good.
like, all right, let's
Mhm.
rage.
Let's
So I was
go.
like,
They were
all
in
right.
downtown. We're not gonna talk about the hotels. That's a different podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Bad hotel bookings. You guys are taking the lead on bad hotel bookings.
Yeah, there are things that we each bring to this friendship, and there's things that we are not allowed to bring to this friendship. And I'm not allowed to book hotels, and neither is Afua.
no, definitely not allowed to book hotels.
Yeah, I think that's a good way
No,
to wrap
I'm
up
not.
our
No,
last
sorry.
minute.
Right,
Is
but this is
what
for
are our tasks and what
if
are
you're
our
lucky.
forbidden tasks.
I was gonna say Lauren is not allowed to pick restaurants. I'm not allowed to
Right.
book hotels. So everybody has their thing. We are not
That's
allowed
true.
to what? Sorry, Bibi. What'd you say?
I said to wrap up the podcast, I think we could each just say like what are our main like what is your task and what is your forbidden task.
Oh yeah, sorry. I took your go on, Lauren. What is
No,
your task?
my task.
Bibi,
I think
Bibi's not forbidden for anything.
Mm-mm.
no, you guys, your task is basically to make sure I don't get too out of hand.
It's
So
true.
I'm never
That's
forbidden,
true.
but I'm like
True.
dragged back.
Yeah, it's
So
like let's
that-
reel it in here. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then my
That is
tasks, I would say,
true.
probably
Yeah.
are like bar and restaurant
The restaurant
itinerary.
and sometimes hotels. Like you pick.
Yeah.
Bibi's like in
and I
charge
do
of the group.
hotels.
You
Yeah,
guys
Bibi's in
share
charge.
that responsibility kind of, but Bibi, you do it more
Yeah, Bibi does the
regularly.
hotels. And she
Yeah.
always books in. So if you want to cancel, we could cancel it. But we like never cancel because she always picks good
Because
hotels.
nobody clicks the freaking link I sent. I'm like, hey guys, 3 days before cancellation, did you guys check the 6 links in the Excel that I sent and see if you? Oh, we trust you. No, I'd love to have your opinion. Yeah, they all look good. I'm like, I can see it's a shared doc. I can see you've never opened it. You're like,
Remember when we went to Barcelona together and I got the hotel and there was like literally the paint was falling off of the wall?
Barcelona.
you both sabotaged me in Barcelona. Lauren walks into the hotel and she's in front of me and she's like, oh no. Oh, call a fool. Call Fifi. oh, you're gonna be so angry. And I think it was like 150 a person per night for sharing a room.
Person?
It was like a 2
Yeah.
the time was just
No.
crazy. It was Easter, so it was just
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was not as cheap as it should have been. It should have been dirt cheap, and it was. That's why I was like, okay, it should be fine. But it was a trash hotel. Oh my god, and we still had to pay a lot of money
it
for
was
it.
really good because if you
Yeah.
saw the hotel Afua booked for me in Barcelona,
No, that one was
Inside-
not that bad.
the sewer of the down, we were in the bottom floor in the middle. I thought it was a janitor's closet, but it was our room.
It looked like a janitor's
I've
closet to put a bed in it.
ever called like the front desk and been like, hey, my room, like I've never really switched rooms, only once because like people's items were still in the trashes and on the floor and stuff, but I never really switched room. I was like, we have to call them because something's wrong with the sewage, like, and the sewage when it flushes runs through us because we're in the basement, so like the sewage is
It
here
runs
and there's
through
a
the
window,
room.
and the window actually
Barely.
opens up to the crawl space in the courtyard. So it's not
Yeah.
like open in the courtyard, it's like a crawl space in the courtyard. So it's actually more muggy when you open the window. So I asked them to come twice and they're like, we have no other rooms. Like, this is what you booked. Oh, by the way, the bed was this big. Like
Big.
this,
It was
like luggages stacked in a corner. To pee, I was touching the foot of my bed as I entered the bathroom. Like my knee would have to brush
was
by my
so
bed to
close.
go into the toilet. And then it would flush in the room. So they came and sprayed the room twice.
They tried to spray the room, it just did not. It just felt like it's like putting like freshener over stink, and it just makes it a different scent. That's just worse.
Like a scented
I
garbage
would
bag.
say the location though, it was it was in center town. It was walking distance from everything that we wanted to do. Okay, you just couldn't
You
sleep in the
made
room.
sure we wouldn't stay in the hotel for a single minute. That was
No.
correct.
The activities were like so close by that we had to just get in there, sleep, and head right back out to do anything.
I didn't think I could sleep because every time somebody in the
It was
whole
so
freaking
bad.
hotel flushed their toilet, it was
You
in
came
my ear.
right in the room. It was like, but
I
yes,
think
that's
hands
why.
down the worst hotel you've ever booked, Afua. And I'm very
That's why I
sad
stopped booking
Lauren
hotels.
didn't get to experience it because she would feel really
Bro, I
good
could
about her
rebook it.
Barcelona
We could
selection.
we could redo
be
Barcelona.
fair,
I could rebook it.
The lobby looked like an empress
It looked
palace.
so
It
nice.
was like
It looked so
marble,
nice.
gold staircase,
The
this,
photos.
that. Then we took the elevator to the basement, and that was a wrap.
So that's what we all are. Wait, but first, I feel like for me, I bring photos. I will take a good photo. I'll at least try.
Yeah,
I'll take a good photo and I'll
Let me show
upload
you
the
a photo
photos.
of the Burj Khalifa of me.
You she was gonna give an example of one time the photo was gonna. I wasn't feeling well. Lauren wasn't feeling well.
Of photos where Afua cuts off the top, and I show her the photo that I took of her, and she's like, "Oh, perfect. I'll
That's
do the
because
same."
we got you
Let's
there.
see. Shall I continue?
Wait.
Why do you have it ready to pull up? Like, what is that your
Type in
favorite?
Burj
Like,
Khalifa. And no, because I couldn't favorite any of them because I didn't have the top. So now I'm using
you have
ChatGPT
an
to
album
say,
of like
reconstruct
bad
this
photos.
photo and put a top on the building.
It's so bad because there's probably like 100 pictures of you and not a single one.
Not a
has
single
the
one.
top of the Burj
And I
Khalifa.
remember her saying that while we were there, like, guys, you need to get the top of it. Like, get the top.
You know who was better than you guys? A complete freaking stranger got the MO.
So there was a way to get this top.
There was one, yeah.
Yes, because you have 1,000 photos that could be model-esque photos with the entire top in there. So
it was hard. It was a hard
I would like you
day
to
for all of
reconsider
us.
what your strength is, Afua.
I'll
Never
come back to the
forget.
next podcast
Never
with
forget.
what my strengths are. But we all have something
You
to bring
have to go back to Dubai now. You have to,
Literally.
yeah.
I mean, AI is pretty good now. I can maybe patch up your mistakes, and maybe next trip I'm inviting ChatGPT with me instead. All right, guys, this has been 35 minutes, so you guys can come up with something to sign off on.
Lauren, did you enjoy the podcast? It's your first podcast with us. Did you enjoy recording with us? Would you want to do it again?
Yeah, definitely. I know. I feel like we have so many topics that we need to discuss. More travel mishaps, skincare.
I'm excited for the skincare episode.
Yeah,
yeah.
Have you guys enjoyed having me?
Yeah, we barely get a little bit of you, so this is the most we're gonna get. We're gonna take it. What do you mean?
This is the Laboys living room. It wouldn't be the same without you.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
If anybody is still here and has made it till the end, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to this entire podcast. If you guys have topics you would like to see, drop them in the comments. We're happy, open book, to talk about pretty much anything. I don't think there's any topics we would really stray away from. So just drop it in the comments. And we'd be happy. Laboys Living Room Roundtable, your topics.
Yay!
Anything to add?
Oh,
That was fun.
so good.
I was thinking, I know that I was like, oh my God, I can't.
The new one is like, I think it's like this.
Oh, don't listen to Afua.
Look, how did that happen? I don't know.
I think this is it. Yeah, I knew
I
you
think
should listen to
Lauren's
me.
froze her.
It froze for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was fun.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you guys for joining. It was awesome doing a roundtable with you. If you guys like this, like, subscribe, drop it in the comments. Anything else you want to see, and we'd be happy to roundtable it. Thanks for tuning in to episode 2 of the Laboys Living Room. Bye.
Bye.